Are you a South African musician trying to figure out how to get a major artist placement? Welcome to this episode where I plan on sharing my opinions on that. Cue the intro. What's up, it's your boy Skill from skillmusicsa.com and welcome to my channel where I share information with my fellow South African musicians to help them improve on their music business. If this sounds interesting to you, please do consider subscribing. In this episode, I plan on sharing my opinions on how to get major artist placements. Now, before I get going to give you my 3 tips, I would like to put a quick disclaimer. The very first thing is your music quality has to be really good. Secondly, you will only achieve what you desire from getting a major placement if you have a budget to push through the marketing side of once you got that placement. And thirdly, you'd also have to try get your own following in order to get some form of leverage. Now, with that said, let me move over to the 3 tips I think you could use in order to get major placements. Now, there are several ways that I know in order to get major artist placements. The very first one, the one that I've used all the time, is to network with the people that know the major artists. So you personally do not know the major artists yourself, but you are working with their producers, their managers, and anyone close to that major musician. So for me, what I should have told you is that I've worked with Toya DeLazy, I've worked with P.O, I've worked with Black Les, and I've worked with Casper Nyovest, surprisingly. I've never actually met the artists that I've mentioned, but I've had credits on several of their projects because I know people that have direct link to those musicians. Now, this way is a lot easier because the people that you're networking with are not major, so there's no barrier of entry in order to communicate with the people that know the major artists. The second one is to actually go directly to that major artist. Now, how do you go about doing that? With social media, anything is possible. So I highly suggest that you build up a fairly strong social media network and campaign and have consistency in order to make your channel seem attractive. And then once you've got several beats or whatever that you're trying to get work with the major artist, you tag that artist just once and then you ask a few people to retweet that in order for the algorithm to pick up on those people. Now, this tactic worked well for me on Twitter the best because there's a lot of interaction with multiple people on Twitter, and that's actually how I got Casper Nyovest to follow me. Now, once you've got the follow, then it's easy for you to have a direct link because you follow each other, so you can actually slide into the DMs and you know that person will read through those DMs and you can try build a relationship. The key is to build a relationship with both of these first 2 methods, and they are cost effective, but they are time consuming because you have to find the artists or find a way to try get the connection with the major artist that you're trying to work with. Now, the third way that I know, and I highly do not recommend this method, and I know a few people that have had varying success by using this method, but this method is to actually pay the major artist to feature on one of your beats or one of your tracks. Now, the fees vary. I've heard as low as 5,000, but I've heard as high as 20,000. And the worst part is the major artist still gets back-end royalties. But the major reason why I do not like this method is because you don't actually build a relationship with the major artist. Thus, it will most likely be a once-off interaction where the major artist takes the cash, makes a subpar verse, and then that'll be the end. You also don't have any guarantees that the major artist will promote, so all that money that you used to invest in the song or whatever you're trying to work on will actually go into the capital cost to make the song, primarily the artist fee. So if you are going to pay, let's say 50 or 20,000 to get an artist on there, then you actually have to have the same amount of money to market it in order to leverage that person's name. Because the truth is, it doesn't really matter if people know the track or the person's name. The marketing, you have to get it pushed out to people so people know that the song is actually out there. But that concludes this video, and I hope you found it informative. Tell a friend if you found this informative, and until next time, Skilligan the Hooligan signing out.